Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Tuesday night. This is the Cultural Confederacy. We got to talk about Cassie Laundrie. These two interviews that she did. Well, she had to come out and talk with these protesters because they wouldn't leave her alone. Then she went on Good Morning America. I'll tell you what I think. I think Cassie Laundrie had a come to Jesus moment. Absolutely, she had a come to Jesus moment because do you think for 1 minute that this woman wants to be held accountable for what her brother did or what her brother's parents might be doing or her parents might be doing? Hell no, she's going to distance herself as much as she can away from this family. And I don't think this is a family that talked very often to each other. Oh, they may have gotten together on the holiday weekend, which was the case September 6th, which turned out to be Labor Day. Now she's saying, this is her story, that they got together on Labor Day weekend, September 6th, on that Monday, Fort DeSoto Park, and they had s'mores, they ate dinner. I'm sure they were hanging around the campfire singing Kumbaya. But you mean to tell me that the issue of Gabby Petito did not come up? Hard for me to believe that. Wait a minute, folks, here it comes. Good stuff. This donut. If you never tried the Great Value Donut Shop coffee, you got to try it. It's awesome. I'm really surprised at some of these coffees that some of these generic brands like Great Value have. They're really, really good. So this is my favorite out of the whole line of the Great Value coffee. I don't like the flavored stuff. I just don't. It tastes fake to me. So this is just a good old-fashioned cup of coffee like you get in a donut shop. I could drink this all day. But getting back to Cassie Laundrie, can you tell I'm in a good mood? I'm actually having a change in schedule at work, and I'm going to be focusing more on my YouTube channel. That way I can come here and bring you some great content. By the way, if you like the video of this series, please click that like button, subscribe. Hit me up on Instagram at #JasonComposes. Leave comments below, and now you can reach me at Twitter, Cultural Confederacy at Twitter. And so this is more of a pipe chat type video tonight. But when you look back at this case, there are so many things that don't add up here. Now, you had a hiker who claims that he saw Brian Laundrie or had an interaction with him on the Appalachian Trail, on this deserted road in the Appalachian Trail. I really don't believe this. I'm thinking he may have seen somebody who looks like Brian Laundrie, but wasn't Brian Laundrie. Because he said he was driving a white truck. I believe a Ford F-150. Well, the question is, how did Brian Laundrie obtain that Ford F-150? Did he buy it from somebody? Did he pay cash for it? Did his parents provide it for him? I still maintain that Brian Laundrie is closer to home than people think. I don't think he's up in the Appalachians or headed out to California. Most likely he's hanging around somewhere by the Myakka State River Park or Myakka Forest, possibly the Ocala National Forest. If you're from Florida, you know that the further you go into the state, there's a lot of wilderness, a lot of areas where you can hide out. But I really think that Cassie Laundrie had this come to Jesus moment. That's the best way to describe it. And she was doing kind of that SNL skit thing with that skit called Pat. You remember that? Is your name Patrick or Patricia? No, it's just Pat. And whenever people would ask me these questions, and this one protester who kept asking her, talking over her, I wanted to reach through the camera and just smack the guy. No, I don't believe in violence. I don't believe in violence. But he was so irritating. He was really irritating. And he just kept talking over her. And then he turns the camera on himself. And it's like, dude, you're not the focus here. The focus is Gabby Petito. Let's find justice for Gabby Petito. Not let me turn the camera on myself. Look at me. I'm a mock reporter here getting the scoop. Now, what Cassie Laundrie should have done is immediately hired a lawyer. Stupid move to come out and talk with these protesters. And these protesters have no connection to the Laundries or the Petitos. So what the hell are they doing on the street there? And there have been several noise complaints. The cops have been out there to quiet these people down, give them citations for disturbing the peace. So it's starting to turn into a media circus, I think. It's just, folks, it gets better and better. It really does. But the sad thing is here, we haven't gotten to the bottom of this case, and we need to find out what happened. What happened to Gabby Petito? Now, she does confirm, Cassie Laundrie does confirm that Brian did fly back from Wyoming to get some things out of a storage locker, and I believe that was after the Moab incident. They had that Moab incident on August 12th between Brian and Gabby. So here's what I think happened. When he got back after the first, or on the first, he probably made up this story, which I've been saying all along. I knew it was right about this. He probably told them the story that he and Gabby decided to split up for a while, or they might have decided to call off the engagement, and that she was going to move back with her parents. Okay, so nothing was said. Then all of a sudden, Gabby goes missing, or her mother reports her missing on September 11th. Now, Cassie is claiming when she was talking with these protesters that she never received any of these texts from Mr. Petito. And I guess at that time they were at Disney World, or Cassie Laundrie's family was at Disney World. But the idea that the issue of where Gabby was didn't come up during this meeting or camp out at Fort DeSoto Park on Labor Day weekend, I just don't buy it. Now, she claims she was there from 2 in the afternoon till 8 o'clock at night, there for 6 hours. So they had s'mores, ate dinner, sung Kumbaya, and then she headed back home because her kids had to be at school the next day. Okay, I'll buy that. But you mean to tell me? No, she's saying nothing came up about Gabby because the kids were there. Well, you mean to tell me that you can go off to the side where the kids are playing on the playground or what have you and talk in private about that? And I think that Brian was probably a problem child. That's what I'm seeing. They probably had a lot of issues with Brian when he was growing up. Was he adopted? And I bet you, because I can account for this, I'll admit to this, when I was younger, me and my friends, we used to slip out of our bedroom window all the time and go out at night and explore. So that's probably what Brian did. When it came out that Gabby was missing, he most likely slipped out of his bedroom window and took a hike, never came back. Or he left in the Ford Mustang and parked it there at the Carlton Reserve and then hiked. Mentioned before, he could have had a bike with him and biked part of the way. But it just makes sense to me that he's probably going to be more closer to home. Right, the Myakka State Park, Myakka Forest, or the Ocala National Forest, somewhere in that area. That just would make sense to me. Because if you drive to the Appalachian Trail, you risk the possibility of getting pulled over. Or let's say he sleeps at night along the side of the road. You could have a cop flash his light in your window, finding out what's going on while you're sleeping on the side of the road. You may have been spotted at a gas station or getting something to eat at a grocery store or a restaurant. So I don't think that this hiker who claims that he saw Brian Laundrie actually saw Brian Laundrie. Probably saw something like, oh, I just dropped my lighter. As I'm talking to you, I flew my lighter right in the sink here. When I do these videos, I'm actually doing them kind of like in my little kitchen area, the best place to set this up because I can set up the graphics here. So this just goes to show you sometimes things go wrong on a video. But I'll include it in tonight's video just to tell you that these videos are raw and unedited. What you see is what you get. So let me light my pipe again. I'm just having a lot of fun today, and I'm enjoying my new schedule. So I had a wonderful day, beautiful fall day. It was in the mid-80s, and I went down to the park by the river, walked our trail that we have a creek, and you go to the end of the creek, it runs up the hill, or it goes underneath the main road, goes up the hill, and you end up at a waterfall underneath of one of the bridges here. It's really cool, really, really cool. So I just thought I'd come here and talk about this Gabby Petito case, or Cassie Laundrie, and what's going on currently with this. And I still maintain that this is what happened, that Brian came back, as I said, from his trip in Wyoming without Gabby and made up this story that they were planning to split up or they need to separate for a while. She was going to go back to her parents. And he didn't say anything about what happened. And when whatever happened, he freaked out, didn't know what to do, tried to make it look like an accident. He fled the scene, took her debit card, and that was that. And he's been on the run ever since. That's exactly what happened in this case. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, please click that like button, subscribe, hit me up on Instagram at hashtag Jason Composes, leave comments below. And now you can reach me at Twitter, Culture Confederacy Twitter. But there is something to be said about this, and it does go back to culture. Whatever happened to conviction in this country? When I was growing up, I mean, granted, none of us are angels, okay? When I was growing up, I was taught right and wrong. And when something like this happens, you need to do the right thing. You just don't hide from whoever. Protesters, I can understand. Now, this is funny. I guess her husband, the guy she's with, Cassie, Laundrie, they're out there talking with these protesters, and Cassie was saying that her children can't sleep at night. They're all upset because of the protesters. And then her husband, or the guy she's with, says, well, actually, we can't hear you inside the house. Well, which is it, dude? Which is it? So I think she's being wishy-washy, but once again, she's trying to separate herself from the family. That's why she had this come to Jesus moment. So this is the Culture Confederacy. I'll catch you next time. Stay safe, everybody. God bless this great country, and peace out. Have a good night, everybody.